Hey guys, Duffman here. The next topic I want to cover is a little bit about level 1 vision and tracking. We often see teams in pro play, when they're spread out defending all 5 entrances, they like to push like jungle forward, or they like to push with their bot lane so that they can get deep vision on enemy camps level 1. This can be really good so that you know where enemy jungle starts. For example, if you push a ward onto enemy red buff and you don't see him start there, you can be pretty certain that he's starting on the other buff, unless he's a jungler like Diana or Hecarim that can start raptors. And that's when we see pro teams then adapt and they start warding the raptors instead. So by doing this, you get good information on where the enemy jungler is going to be for the next few minutes of the game, or at least where he should be if he's playing correctly, effectively. If he's not following good efficient pathing, it should already be bad for him in the first place. So by playing around where he should be, you're going to have a lot more information in the next few minutes of the game about where to use your future trinkets, so you can then like track him further. For example, if you get vision on him level 1, you know where he starts, then you can ward that camp again 2 or 3 minutes later, which means you'll then be aware of where he is when it respawns. So if he's back at that camp, like farming efficiently, then you will know where he is. And if he's not, then you know he's doing something else. You know he's looking to gank, you know he's either behind or delayed. So it just gives you more information later in the game. And finally, I want to talk about creating free time by pushing waves, especially for your supporting games. So first, I'll need to explain some basic stuff around how waves work in games and how pro teams use them. So the first basic concept of looking at your waves is that if you have more minions in your wave, then your wave will be pushing towards the enemy team. This is the same in reverse, where if enemy team has more minions, or if their cannon is still alive and yours is dead, there's a good chance it's going to be pushing into you. The second concept of looking at waves is when the wave is closer to a tower, it means that the minions are going to come from that tower earlier than the other team's minions, which means your wave should then push. So if you get pushed to tower and then your wave is meeting just outside your tower, it means your minions will come first, which will mean they will do more damage before the enemy minions come, which means inevitably that wave will then push towards the enemy tower. And then finally, looking at minion waves, if you push a wave into the enemy tower, it will naturally cause the enemy's next wave to be delayed when it hits your minion waves under the tower, which will mean it will then meet your wave that's coming in just outside that tower. So that creates the situation I just talked about, where it's closer to that tower, so the minions will reinforce faster, which will mean it will inevitably push out. In pro play, we call this bouncing, where we stack a wave, make it hit enemy tower, and then it will bounce off of that tower and it will always come back to you eventually. And then the final simple concept to keep in mind here is if you base and you're buying items and you're getting health and mana back, it often means that the enemy laner will have to do the same. So if you base before the enemy bot lane, for example, it means the enemy bot lane will have to push out the wave that you've just pushed and then also base to match you. If they don't, then you come back to lane with more health, more mana, and an item advantage, and it makes it much harder for them to play. And it also means they're going to be unable to base later on because you will be in lane to stop them, essentially. And so pro teams really make use of all of these like basic informations about waves and about lanes to really create a lot of like strong situations in games. So for example, if you are the stronger bot lane, if you're able to control the wave and you push it out onto enemy tower, you can then base, and because you know that the minion wave will inevitably push back to you, your support has free time, because you don't have to go back to that wave until it's actually farmable. Enemy team will have to push that wave out and then they have to base afterwards. So your AD carry can then catch that wave safely. This gives your support 30 to 40 seconds free time where they can go mid lane, or they can even go top lane in some situations if they have enough free time. And then by the time your AD carry is ready to push the wave out, your support can then be back in bot lane to make sure they're able to do so safely. So thanks for watching, guys. That was some more educational content. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any ideas or topics that you would want us to cover in future episodes, let us know in the comments below.